Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football time is here. And you are live with the number one podcast of the world for five whole people. Yes, we back, sucker. It's my brothers and idiot, and the goons have assembled. Dipshit, what are you doing?
Munch, 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 munch.
Mark, help.
For those of you who are listening to the audio broadcast of this podcast, Munchlax is doing the show today instead of me. Munch. Fuck. Munchlax is participating in the show, at least.
Okay, good. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Had a good day.
Oh,
Not ready-
fuck.
not
I
ready
tried
for
to
more
open
heat.
EA.
What just
no,
happened?
I don't know. Now she's muted. But
Am I
we
there?
are 1 minute and 17 seconds in, and the dipshit has already derailed the program. That might be a record.
Munchlax tried to open EA. He wants me to play Mass Effect instead.
Splendid.
Move the show along. Keep going.
All right, Mark, what are you doing? What's going on there?
I've been waiting for 84 years to do this. Woo! We're back. Shoot your phasers in the sky, everybody. Drink your NA beers or regular beers if you got them. I ain't gonna judge. Football's back.
Yeah,
And so are we, it seems.
and so are we. Yes,
Can't
we
get rid
are.
of us that easy, people.
No, you cannot, because this is exciting shit.
We're gonna
The
be more annoying this
acclimatization
year.
Period has come. They're doing stuff on the field. The media's there. They're reporting on all the things, and it's exciting. We actually have gotten through the dog days of summer, even though it's going to be hotter and shit the next few days again. I thought we were through this nonsense, but good God. Unbelievable.
I know,
Can't-
it's
can't deal
ridiculous.
with it.
It's ridiculous. And we got 100 degrees coming on Saturday, I believe is what I saw.
And Sunday.
And Sunday. Yeah.
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 Fucking
Lot of-
you.
A lot of
Yeah.
spending time inside, which does not please this guy
Yeah.
or
we,
that little furry thing over there.
Mhm. We had to book an early morning timed entry reservation to El Dorado State Park for Sunday to go fish Boulder Creek. So sometime between 7:30 and 9:30, I have to be there.
What a
go
fucking
fishing.
world we live in.
I know.
Gotta reserve a spot on
Yeah, it's a popular place. I get it.
I get it. It's just
It's not like we're
wow.
going to Rocky Mountain, but still, it's a
What?
timed entry.
2026 is wild.
Yeah. I mean, the other place we could go, the Queen didn't want to go, and I don't blame her because it's South Boulder Creek, closer to Gross Reservoir, and you come over Flagstaff Mountain, and you
Mhm.
park at this lot called Kayak Run,
Mhm.
which is probably 100 yards above the river, and you have to do this. This part's not hard. It's this part that's hard coming back. Once you get down there, it's actually really easy to walk along. She had a great time, but coming back up, man, she was, and I was breathing hard. Like I can imagine, right? Not doing that all the time. So I asked her, I'm like, do you want to go back? She's like, not there. I'm like, okay, valid. Absolutely 100% valid. I understand.
Yeah, absolutely. Understood that.
Yeah. All right,
Understood
let's get into it. Mark, looks like we've got a really fun Disney NFL collab. Why don't you tell us about it?
Hell yeah. So it was announced a couple weeks ago. Not exactly sure when, but that Disney is partnering with the NFL. I mean, you know, at this point, ESPN and Disney and those guys own like a quarter of the NFL. I think it's something like that. So this was going to happen at some point, but Disney is partnering with the NFL, and it sounds like every single team is going to draft a character. And then they're going to do a bunch of collab stuff as far as merchandise with that merchandise for that character. And for that character and for that particular team. One of the things that came out was they're probably not going to be using the same character for a lot of these. So I'm going to read you the ones that they have so far. And then I want to talk about what you'd like to see, if you have any particular ones that you just think of off of the top of your head for any of the teams that haven't been announced. And then we need to talk about what the Broncos are going to do, because if they do what they're supposed to, it's going to be very easy to shop for me for Christmas this year. And we'll get into it here in a little bit.
I knew you were going to go there. I knew you were going to go there.
This conversation's already been had around Fort McPaughlin. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
We started talking about it, and the Duchess was like, yeah, I really hope that happens, because you're going to be super easy to shop for this year. But we'll get into that here in a minute. So we'll talk about the first 8 picks that actually have been announced. Some of them have actually been announced. I think most of them have actually had a video. I'll go through the list here real quickly, and I'll reach out to each of you for just reactions on what you guys think so far of these ones. And then we'll do the ones that you guys want to see. And then we'll talk about what I think the Broncos should do and what you guys think the Broncos should do. So the number 1 pick was the Buffalo Bills took Beast, which seems to be pretty streamlined there. The logo is basically Beast's head. So that one's going to be made for it. The Dallas Cowboys had the second pick, and they've got Woody. They say Woody, but it's actually Woody and the horse, whatever the horse's name is. I can't remember what Woody's horse's name is, but on the official announcement, it just says Woody. Well, Munch?
Bullseye.
Bullseye, thank you. So Woody and Bullseye for the Cowboys.
The horse's name is Bullseye.
Munch. Thank you, Munch.
You know what? Get the munch out of the way because you're muffled. Or move the microphone.
No.
One of the two.
Las Vegas Raiders. I'm just gonna we're gonna workshop that here in the background. But they actually had the fun video where the Las Vegas Raiders drafted Darth Vader, which was really fun. The New England, yeah, absolutely, 100% makes sense. The New England Patriots got Captain America, which also to me makes 100% sense with the color scheme and everything else.
Yeah.
The Giants got Wreck-It Ralph. That one makes sense to me. He's a popular character and all that stuff. And, the Giants also could have worked for the Bills because the Bills like to break tables. The New York Jets got Buzz Lightyear. That seems to make sense with a lot of different things there. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers got Captain Hook, and the Washington Commanders. Yes, Washington is back. And they got Pixar's Ham, which is the piggy bank from Toy Story. So that one's I like that one with the what is it, the Hogettes that they had that they may still have.
The Hogs.
The Lady Hogs.
Yeah, the Hogs was the name of the offensive line for years. And then the Hogettes were the fans that dressed up kind of like cheerleaders, but they were really just big, burly, fat white guys from Baltimore who drove up.
There were a bunch of fucking dudes in muumuus wearing fake noses.
Yeah, that was the Hogettes.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But those are the ones that have been announced so far. Just quick reaction from Munchlax. What do you think of these picks so far, Munchlax?
Munch, 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 munch. I think they look okay. I hope that the merch that actually happens gets more creative than what they've released. It's pretty
pretty bland.
Yeah, it's pretty bland. My favorite one is still the Eagles so far.
They've announced the Eagles? I don't see that on the official website.
It's Dr. Doom.
Oh, well, that makes sense. That makes 100% sense with everything coming out as well. That makes sense.
Yeah, the best imagery is the Tampa Bay one. That one looks great with the helmet and Captain Hook in place of the old school pirate that they used to have because it's got the old school colors. Everything else is kind of basic. I mean, the Jets one's is okay from what I see. I mean, the Raiders, let's just put our name and put Darth Vader's head on it. Like, there's not a whole lot of thought that went into this, I don't think.
The Beast one looks terrible. I'm looking at these shirts right now, and the one that's the Buffalo one, they fucked that up pretty badly. Like, just go with the
Yeah.
classic, like, kind of side profile of it, and not this like jumping through the shirt shit.
Well, and why don't you use the X-Men Beast? That would be a little bit.
The
more
funny thing is gonna
apropos.
come out that that's what they tried to say, but they just said Beast, and the fuckers at Disney were like, "Oh shit, yeah, Beauty and the Beast, I got you," and the Buffalo
Yeah.
team was like, "You motherfucker!"
You have to remember that this is Disney we're talking about, and they are going to promo their most popular, things that they can sell the most merchandise on, and women will buy Beauty and the Beast stuff. So, I mean, that part of it makes sense to me. Are there anything that you guys would think of that you would see, not necessarily from a Broncos perspective, but from other teams?
I mean, the Chargers get Thor. That
Yeah.
seems to be the right
either
play
the
there.
Chargers or the Vikings get Thor. I also came up with an idea. We were workshopping this the other day, where Thor has Mjolnir and it's actually a wedge of cheese, because it would work well as like the Clay Matthews, like Green Bay Packers thing too. So, but I think the natural fit would either be, like you said, the Chargers or the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I think it's the Chargers.
I've been seeing people say the Vikes get Thor and the Pack get Olaf.
Olaf. I like that.
Yeah,
That's actually pretty good.
I could see.
I could also see them going with Thanos if they wanted to go with the Chargers for Thor. You could go Thanos with the purple.
Yeah, I could see that.
I've also seen Thanos for the Ravens. That's one I've seen.
That's a good one. I mean, it's not like you could pick those racist crows from Dumbo.
Yeah, I mean, you
you
could.
I mean, you could, but they're not gonna. Let's be purely honest about this. They're not going to do that.
The Kansas City Chiefs could have Pocahontas. They're not going to, but they could have Pocahontas.
I saw for the Chiefs someone say Kermit.
That's
for
funny.
fucking
That's
Patrick's
pretty funny.
voice.
Yeah, I think it's. I think it. That one either they. I honestly think San Francisco. That this goes out to my buddy Breedlove. You guys know Breedlove.
Mhm.
Giant 49ers fan gets Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
That would work with
Color
the colors.
scheme. Yep,
Mhm.
color scheme works, and they've got the power station right next door.
Yeah,
I can see all that.
If they
Yep.
want to keep San Francisco like quote unquote local, I saw some people talking about Baymax.
they could do Baymax
Yeah.
too.
Baymax.
Baymax is a good property.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If they wanted to go a little bit more niche, they could do the 10 or Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings, but they're not going to do that.
No,
That movie is so good. God, I love that
it
movie.
really is. It really
That's one of
is.
my
It really is.
favorites, honestly. Anyways, so it's everything they've saved the 10 rings. You get more. Yeah. Anyways, that's another podcast. So let's talk about the Denver Broncos. What do you guys think they should do for the Denver Broncos?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's Max.
You're
right?
bursting. You're bursting at the seams.
It's
do
Max, right? The horse from Tangled. It's got to be Max, right? It doesn't make any sense to do
doesn't-
anything else.
Doesn't have to be.
It has to be.
Doesn't have to be.
It
It has to be in
be.
your head. Has to be in your head.
You could even do Max
He's your
and
favorite.
Pascal.
It's your
You
favorite.
wanted
I
to.
know, and I wouldn't be mad at it. Right? I wouldn't be upset. It is a natural fit.
It's
I know.
not that far off.
I know. It's not that far off.
I would be very excited. I would be very, very excited, as you guys well know, if it was Maximus the horse from Tangled for the Denver Broncos.
Right.
I would love that very much. So, do you have any other thing that you would put there?
I mean, I'd have to. I didn't really get a good chance to dive into this pre-show, so I haven't given this a whole ton of thought. I mean, they're diving into all of the different worlds that Disney owns, which I kind of like. Right?
Yes.
They've got the Pixar bit, they've got the classic animation bit, they've got Star Wars. And the MCU's in here. There's so many things to pick from.
I did see a render for Jar Jar for the Broncos.
I would be mad at that.
I would
That
be very
would
upset.
make me. That would.
I get it, but it would be very upsetting.
I mean, if the Raiders really wanted to get deep, they could have gone Blade. I thought that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, but I think Disney's kind of just like look over here with the Blade stuff because Kevin Feige admitted like we fucked the Blade thing up so bad. And so like, we're just not going to get Blade until like 2028 at this point. But I think Disney's like, don't pay attention to the fact that we own Blade and
Yeah,
we
I
have
know.
somebody to play it already.
Right. I know. I know. There's a lot that they could do. There's just not a lot that really fits the motif. Yeah, I mean, Max is natural. Like I said, I wouldn't be mad at it, but
I'd be very.
I'd want something a little bit more cool.
Bro, you have not seen Max fight
I
with
have.
a knife.
I have. I've seen it.
I get it. I get what you're saying. You know, there are much more probably valuable properties that they will probably assign to this. Like it could be like the X-Wing or something like that. Who knows? Who knows what they'll do?
Yeah.
But you know, if they're going Star Wars for the entire division, maybe they go Star Wars for the entire division, and you know, who knows? But Max would be nice. Be very nice.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of in that Pixar realm for all of the NFC East so far. Yeah, actually it's all Pixar. So the NFC East is all Pixar.
So maybe that's what they're doing.
Maybe that's what they're doing.
Let's see. So no, that's instantly thrown out the window because you've got Buzz Lightyear and Beast for the AFC North, not Northeast.
Oh, you're right.
Because so that we and the Jets are in this. So Buzz Lightyear,
Yeah, the
Captain
Jets.
America, and Beast. That's 3 different places that those come from.
Yeah,
So
they're-
unfortunately, that's been
No.
thrown out.
they're not doing themes.
Yeah, unfortunately, it would be cool to figure that
I
out.
just have a hard time imagining that they're going to take a second tier character from a 16-year-old movie. I mean, I'm not raining on your parade. Okay. I just have a hard time thinking that they're going to go that way. Like
I'm just,
I don't
and
know.
I you know me, I am a Disney adult at this point. You know, I am a broke Disney adult that cannot go and do the things for 10 grand a pop every time you fucking cross into Orlando. But I love all of the properties. I love all the movies. We fall asleep to a Disney property probably every night because that's one of the few apps that doesn't have the we're gonna start something else on you.
Yeah.
I know you can turn off those settings. I just don't care to find it on a lot of these things. So like Netflix, I figured out how to turn it off, and Disney doesn't have it on, and the rest of them just kind of go. And like Prime, we have great movies on there, but I'm going to fall asleep to The Mummy, and I'm going to wake up to, you know, Journey to the Center of the Earth, part 435. And so I'm not happy about that. So we watch a lot of Disney around here, and I'm honestly struggling to figure out one that would fit the theme better than Max. And I'm trying. I literally am trying. Like, could it be Emperor Kuzco as a llama?
No. I mean, there's Angus isn't a bad idea for Brave. I don't know.
Angus is a more minor character than Max.
I know. I'm just throwing shit out there that they might do. I don't know. Brave
So-
is more. I don't know.
Wife who likes to torment me about the Max thing said that it should be Khan, who is the horse from Mulan, but that doesn't even make sense because that horse is jet black.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, it also could be. I could see a world where it would be Pegasus from Hercules,
Pegasus. Yeah.
and I wouldn't be upset with that one. I like Pegasus, the character. Pegasus walked so that Max could run and hide behind a rock and then pull down a bush so it looked like a horse.
Right.
Love that fucking horse.
What? All right. Hear me out. The Thing.
For the Broncos?
Yeah, he's orange.
Because he's orange?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. it's more, I don't know, but maybe they go Fantastic Four for like the Indianapolis Colts because the color scheme matches a little bit closer.
Yeah, it could be like Mr. Fantastic.
So I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, and I just can't think of it. What do you got there?
Okay. So George Lucas, his wife, owns a little tiny bit.
Yeah, of the Broncos. Yeah.
Yeah. The Mandalorian.
You know, I thought about this, and there are a couple options I thought of for Houston. One of which was being Grogu because the steer head could easily be Grogu.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to go with Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas, the dog, because you can easily just kind of manipulate that one too. But it could be Grogu too. Like those are both super.
Mm-hmm.
You have to think about the combination of sellable characters and popular characters, right?
Yeah. And it's like they're leaning into the high cheese, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, the Mandalorian, I'd be okay with that.
I'd be good with that. I would be sad, but I would get it.
Of course. Yeah.
I would get it. But yeah, so I think it's fun. You know, it's a nice little tie-in. It's something different to see these two. It's kind of not really a monopoly, but two giants of two different industries, you know, basically under the entertainment umbrella, kind of do something unique and kind of fun. And I enjoy when characters do that. One of my favorite movies of all time is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. For that very reason, it's multiple different properties from multiple different places, and you get to see how Spielberg got to put them together in that movie, and it's just unbelievable. But I think Disney and I think it could be good.
All right. Good. All right. Well, I guess we're fixing to find out here in the next couple of weeks. And Mark is either going to just be bouncing around on the next podcast or crying tears of sadness. One of the two. We'll figure.
They could save us a lot of money and go with something other than Max.
Right. All right. Well, speaking of the Broncos, training camp has begun. And the dipshit has stepped away for a moment, so it looks like it's just you and me for a bit. So, Mark, I'm going to ask you, what do you think in a camp that doesn't seem to? Oh, you're back. Okay. Well, then you're
I thought frozen. I saw some movement back there.
Yeah, you're either frozen or Munchlax is just propped. One of the two.
Munchlax is propped.
Okay. Okay. Munchlax is giving us the bird. So I'll start with you, Mark. It's a camp that doesn't have a ton of storylines. There's a few.
Yeah.
And there's a few that maybe people aren't thinking of right now. But what do you think is the biggest storyline right now going into training camp?
Offensive play calling, and what they do to make this defense sustainable past the first half of the year. Vance Joseph's defense, bend but don't break defense, has been very good the last couple of years. But if you're not paying attention, there is a significant drop off in the second half of the year. I want to know what they're going to do to kind of mitigate that a little bit, and hopefully some depth, you know, there will help, and being able to stay a little bit healthier. I know that they've had some injury concerns, and they're coming into this camp. Nobody is on the PUP list, and there was one guy on the injury report coming into camp today.
Like the 8th string tight end or something.
Brandon Jones.
Oh, BJ? Oh, I didn't see that. Brandon
Jones. He's just like limited or something. So,
okay.
So those are two big storylines. The Jonathan Cooper thing, see how that plays out. Mike Klis was talking about the coach that they fired and brought back, the defensive coach who, you know, allegedly punched a couple of people that they fired and then brought back today or yesterday. I don't think that's a very interesting story. The Jonathan Cooper thing will play out in the public eye. I don't think that's interesting because I care about the football team and not about what they're doing outside. I do care about what they're doing outside of it, but we're force fed that stuff outside of it. I care about what's going on the football field. I want to see what Davis Webb has to do with play calling. And I want to see what this defense, what they're going to do to try to change things up so they don't get figured out in the second half of the year or get run down or whatever it is that happens. But after about week 10 or 11, it's a different defense. They're giving up more yards, more points, and all that kind of stuff a couple years in a row. So we'll see what those things are. I think Bo's ready to go. I'm sure you guys saw the throw and catch between Bosif and Jalen.
I've seen a couple.
The one-handed grab that
the
Broncos
one-handed
posted
one
up
that was today. Yeah, that was great.
That one made me very excited. I haven't seen a Broncos player be able to kind of make a maneuver like that, I think, since Demaryius Thomas was here. Cortland's not that guy. He's a very good receiver, but he is not one of those guys that just is going to be flashy like that. And we haven't had that guy around. I think some of the other storylines break down a little bit by position, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So, but for me, the biggest storylines are going to be the offensive play calling and how that goes with Sean Payton giving it up for the first time in his career, and then what happens on that defense.
Dipshit, what say you?
Munch, 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 munch. I haven't been paying very much attention, but I would also be interested to see the offense maybe suck. Not suck. They didn't suck last year, but every once in a while it was kind of painful to watch.
Yes.
I prefer less pain during watching Munch Munch Lax.
Many less 3 and outs, please.
Please, God, please.
And I'm going to
Munch.
touch on that a little bit later in another one of my bits, but I've got a couple, and I knew that there was going to be, I knew the play calling thing, and I thought about that being my thing, but that's really going to play out over the course of the season. I'm talking about going in. So I really was thinking about camp storylines, and I've got two. First one is the inside linebacker group. I think that is a story that is kind of being leveraged by another story. So the Jonathan Cooper thing could pull Jonah Ellis out of the inside linebacker group and put him more on the outside. There's also a really intriguing rookie they've got in camp this year, Red Murdoch, who could make some good plays. I mean, Alex Singleton is a tackling machine, doesn't cover very well. Sternad's not as physical, but he covers better. So they've got, thunder and lightning, as it were, the inside linebackers, but not a lot behind them. So I really want to see how that position group plays out. The other one that's really interesting, and it's getting a lot of time in the media around here. But the interesting thing is, what are they going to do at QB2?
I forgot
just because it's interesting. Here's the thing. There's a lot of people screaming about, well, what do you get? If Bo goes down, they got to figure this out. Look, bud, if Bo goes down, the season's over. All right, let's just put that out there right there. There is not, besides maybe Atlanta and maybe Minnesota, a place where you've got starting level quarterbacks at 1 and 2. At least people with time and position and have proven they can play a little bit. So any starting quarterback goes down for any significant amount of time for any of these teams in the league, the season's over. So it's really not that deep. But it is interesting. Does the team trust Stiddy after the backwards chest pass? Is he a candidate for a late camp cut to save a few dollars? And do they give Ellinger the reins at QB2? I think that's kind of what I'm looking at for this.
Did you see who said goodbye to New Orleans the other day?
I did. He's not a backup quarterback.
I know.
He's a Swiss Army knife.
I know. He can play quarterback.
He has had a play or two a game at quarterback, primarily as a runner.
He has a better starting he has a better record as a starting quarterback than Jared Stidham does.
Okay. I mean, okay, sure.
I'm just throwing out.
He's also 106. Like,
right, absolutely. But Sean loves his guys, man. Everyone saw the video of Sean crying over Drew Brees, which was great. I loved that video. But Sean loves Sean Payton guys, and he is a Sean Payton guy that's back on the market now.
I understand that. Yeah, he's not a QB2.
It's interesting.
It's interesting for a different reason because he can do a lot of different things for you, right? And is he physically capable of doing it because he's your age, right? Been doing this for a really long time, and he plays very physically. So there's not a lot of tread left in that tire. Would be interesting to see if Taysom comes here.
It's me and my tinfoil hats. That's a fun one.
All right, let's move on. Mark, your biggest question mark going into this camp?
For me, if I'm not talking about position groups and actual position, like actual players, if I'm just going to go with that, I want to just say it right now. What do we get out of J.K. Dobbins? How long does he last this year? This is a big year. If he can give us more than half a season this year, if he was leading the league in rushing last year on a team that was not running the football. Like, we all talked about how they weren't running the football, but you look up on the scoreboard and J.K. Dobbins had the most yards and most touchdowns for running backs before he got hurt. And then he got hurt. And so I want to see what they've got left in him. And if they can get him back and get him to play 12 or 13 games, I think that there's your balance right there. And, obviously having Jalen Waddle there is going to, open up things for everybody across the board. Evan Ingram's going to be open up down that seam. You're going to have Cortland running those, cut across the middle of the field routes and catching things. And now you're going to have, Troy trying to run downfield. And I guess, little Jordan's there. When does Marvin Mims get the football anymore? I don't think he's not going to get the football anymore.
He's on my list. Yeah, that's coming later for me too.
I'm a little worried about that. And then PB. I mean, his coming out party was happening in that first playoff game. His coming out, we saw it. How many catches did he have on that first drive before he got that concussion? 5 on that first drive. His coming out party was happening. And now you've got Cortland, who's getting ready to be like, all right, guys, it's your team now. Now you've got Jalen Waddle. But I want to see what they got at RJ Harvey. J.K. Dobbins. They're giving this guy some money to come back and do it again. I think he's got the locker room on his side, but can he stay healthy and can he be productive for an entire season? I would love to see it. I think he can. I don't think he's injury prone. He just has a lot of weird injuries happen to him that are different injuries. I get that is the definition of injury prone. But it's not like it's not like going, right. It's not like his knee keeps falling apart. It's not like he's got one elbow. He doesn't. It's not like he's got tennis elbow.
Yeah, and he doesn't have like chronic soft tissue issues. It's always like a knee, or he blows his Liz Frank, or it's something weird. But he is injury prone and always has been. It's just not like he doesn't tweak the same hamstring 4 times a season. Right. It's not that kind of injury prone where you
you're absolutely right.
Like, well, it's his hamstrings that are bad. For some reason, just something borks on the guy.
Can't stay healthy.
Right. And to your point, Mark, I do like this Jonah Coleman kid that they drafted. He's like J.K. Dobbins light.
Yeah.
Same size, same kind of build, a little bit more powerful. 1 foot in the ground downhill. He's a 4.65 guy, so he doesn't automatically think to bounce. Could be another guy that could take some snaps from JK in an effort to keep him a little bit more fresh, and still give you that pop in the middle of the line, with some of those dives and off tackle things. So that's interesting. What else you got? Anything?
Interested to see how special teams kind of plays out always, just because it's fun. See how Crenshaw does again.
Crawshaw's. I'm telling you right now, Crawshaw's going to be. He's going to be an All-Pro.
Right. He was well on his way after like the third game. He had a couple of rough punts here and there, but he's a rookie.
His preseason was terrible, and then he was a weapon.
He had like two really bad games, like games 1, 2, and 3 were kind of rough, and you could see it smoothing out as it happened. Like, he's figuring it out.
Oh yeah,
he's an absolute weapon. I want to see what happens there. I want to see what happens with Riley Moss. Not because everyone's picking on him and stuff, but wasn't very healthy towards the end of last year, and I want to see how that develops. I want to see also, speaking of Riley Moss, I want to see what happens with what's his name, who is buried on the depth chart as I'm looking for him, Jahdae Barron. Give me a break. First round draft pick from last year, saw the field less than 10% of defensive snaps. And I know that's good because you just have the depth there. So I want to see what he's got.
Who are you taking off?
No, it's fine.
Right?
I hope they get something from him is what I'm saying. Like if he develops and you've got Jaquan as your nickel, right? And then all of a sudden you've got Jahdae Barron being your dime and he's covering tight ends. What the fuck? Nobody's stopping us. You don't even need linebackers at that point. Just all these nickel
Jade's physical enough, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's the thing is with Jahdae, it's like who comes off?
Right. Yeah, I mean,
and the other one is Chris Abrams-Drain.
Yeah.
I mean, they are so deep at corner.
Yeah.
It's not even funny. And I'm so glad they
Crazy.
brought Jaquan back because all that guy does is make plays.
He's great. He's so great.
I mean, that interception in the playoffs was just stupid. Okay. Well, I'm being called names in the chat, so I'm going to throw it over to the dipshit. What have you to say here?
About what?
Well, you're calling me names. One, two.
I almost spit out my drink.
What is your biggest question mark, and why am I a dick?
Well, you're a dick because you jinxed me. But I'd say
the pants.
yes, dickhead.
That was me. I told him to say that.
Well, fucking one of you jinxed me. I haven't had icky tummy for like fucking 3 weeks.
Oh.
And the second you guys ask me, fucking assholes, both of you.
I wish I could say I'm sorry, but I'm really not.
Anyway, for the biggest
I feel
question,
badly.
thank you. Feel something.
Feel something.
I feel something. It's just not a gurgle. Carry on.
For biggest question mark going into the season, I can't say I have much of one, but I will, for conversation's sake, say Garrett Bowles, because he's one of my favorites to pick on. Because he loves getting penalties and doing dumb shit.
He used to. He used to.
No, he still kind of likes it. It's still kind of his second favorite activity. Garden dudes,
left tackle.
garden dudes, and getting called for garden dudes. Munchlax.
Okay. My biggest question mark is the tight end group. That is the one thing that I really don't know what we're going to get. There are 127 tight ends on this team, and they all do something different. Evan Ingram, Mark, you mentioned him earlier. He gets open early, but at 32, 33, he doesn't separate well later in the play, and he's always later in the progression. So he's open early, but doesn't then have the opportunity to catch something late unless it's off schedule, like we saw a couple of times late in the season and in the playoff game. He's also not real big. He's 6'1", 6'2". Adam Troutman, they love them some Adam Troutman. He just got a raise, but primarily for his blocking. Nate Atkins is kind of a Swiss Army knife. He can play fullback, he plays special teams, and all he does is catch touchdowns. As a matter of fact, I think he had the second most touchdown receptions of the group last year. Two wild cards. The first one is Caleb Lohner. This is the kid they picked as Mr. Irrelevant last year. Ultra athletic, big, tall frame, 6'7", was really a project. Can he develop into something of a target? But the kid I'm really excited about is Justin Joly. Late round draft pick. Again, super athletic. The problem with rookie tight ends is it's on the offense. Tight end is the hardest job to learn because you're learning two different roles. You're learning the route tree and you're learning the blocking scheme. And they're both super complex in the NFL. So can he pick that up to be some sort of a threat. He can catch and looks for contact, and he can catch over the middle of the field. He can catch in traffic. So can he develop into something? I look for him more later part of the season to develop into a little bit of an X factor, but I'm looking at the tight end group as my biggest question mark because we really haven't had one since old what's his name, number 80 was running around here. God, now his name is escaping me.
Julius Thomas.
Julius Thomas. Thank you very much. Yeah,
You're welcome.
he was great for the couple 3 years he was here, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I want. I want someone to come out of that tight end group as a legitimate pass catching threat, and not have, I want somebody to catch 60 balls. Evan had 40. That's not good enough. We're not going to get there with 40 out of the tight end spot. So, all right.
Still had the third most catches, third most targets out of anybody on the team.
Correct.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, I know. So they looked at him.
Yeah.
All right. Dipshit, I'm going to run over to you. Let's go with your most important position group, not named Bo Nix.
After doing some cheating, I'm going to say the offensive linebackers. Specifically, Mr. Bonito.
Defensive linebackers.
Outside linebackers.
Outside linebackers.
There was a that guy.
Outside
He does. To be
linebackers.
fair, I did know that he did the sacking,
You did.
and I would like
lot
him
of
to do
them.
more of the sacking.
Okay.
I would like him to what's the word? Usurp the throne of one Myles Garrett after having been exiled to the shitty Los Angeles. Yes, Munchlax.
Okay. Mark, what do you got?
Well, I'm with you with that. Benito, again, with this defense, they all started very hot and then kind of, they were very good down the stretch, but the sacks stopped coming towards the end. And I'm not necessarily Nick Benito's fault. I feel like he was in and around the play, but he started getting double teamed. Jonathan Cooper kind of disappeared on the other side for me. But I'm going to say the offensive line is going to be the most important group. Keeping them healthy, keeping them upright. I think they have some really good depth in case one of their pieces goes down. You do have a couple of guys that will eventually be starting for this team, I think. Frank Crum, I think he's going to be a starter for you very soon. I mean, Alex Forsythe
he's your next right tackle. 100%.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. 100%. And Palcho, let's not forget about Palcho. That guy is, the future there. So,
and he's your next left guard.
Yes. I think that group is very important because we're learning. I don't think they're going to be doing a new offense. They're just going to be doing new things with it. And so they're going to have to keep Bo upright. They're going to have to do different things with the running back group. And you got to keep Bo upright. You just have to keep Bo upright. The other interesting group I want to look at is also the nose tackle group. Obviously, there are other defensive linemen that they have that's down. Malcolm Roach is going to be pretty good, but who do they have behind that? DJ Jones, again, is awesome, but they don't have a lot behind those two. How do you say that? Uwazurike, thank you. I couldn't come up with it. Normally, I'm that guy.
How am I the one with the names and you aren't? Usually really good.
Normally, I'm that guy, but for some reason, I looked right at it and it just didn't click. And I'm like, nope, not going to try it. But what do you do behind those guys? It's very it's not a very deep group. Zach Allen is obviously going to be the world beater there, and I think he's a very underpraised, I guess, option on that defense. Behind, you've got the Alex Singleton, who gets just a ton of tackles, but they're all downfield, so there's that. Nick Benito, who was getting a ton of sacks and stuff, so he was kind of high on the list for people. Hufanga, who's all over the field. You've got PS2, Brandon Jones, McMillan, we were talking about. Riley Moss gets all this press. But who blows up more plays than not is Zach Allen. That guy is just moving the entire time. But who else do you have on that? I mean, you have a couple of really good players, but I just need to see some depth. So I think that's one of the reasons why, this team could be better longer term is just the health of the defensive line, just keeping those guys upright and keeping them rotating. But I don't know what that depth looks like yet. So I'm very interested to see what that looks like.
Yeah, the key there, I think, is Uwazurike, and they've got a kid, Savion Jones, who was a draft pick last year, who kind of got lost in the shuffle. Look for him to improve. That jump from year 1 to year 2 is obviously very important, but you're absolutely right. DJ's going to be fine. Malcolm's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Losing JFM hurts, but you couldn't pay him, and you weren't going to pay him for what he got. Like, go get your money, dude. 100%. Take care of your family. I get it, right? No anger here.
No ill will.
JFM. Yeah, no ill will. You go do you, boo-boo. And thanks for all the fish. They got a little bit there, and you're right. It's the thinnest, I think, group on the defense. They've got a ton of outside talent. They've got some guys that can play inside in the linebacker side. We talked about DBs being, so deep.
Deep.
Jade might be your next strong safety.
I can see that.
He's got that body type, and corners move to safety all the time, right? They're looking to do that with Cooper out in Philly. That's just a thing that could happen there. So Cooper DeJean. So they've got about. Cooper DeJean, the other white guy. Yeah, the other fucking white guy. The other fucking white guy. But yeah, there's definitely a question mark there. My biggest question mark is, not my question mark. The most important group, I think, for this team, and I look back at 2025, and the one thing. What was the thing we hammered on Kansas City for in 2024? It was the fact that they won so many one-score games, and they were doing it with smoke and mirrors. What did the Broncos do in 2025? They won a ton of one-score games, right? Mm-hmm. So I want us to be out of one-score games. How do you do that? You convert on third downs. How do you convert on third downs? You catch the football, right? I knew it was high. But I was stunned when I did a little bit of digging. Denver was second in the league in drops last year, 43. Only Jacksonville had more drops at 45.
Whew.
And that's, unbelievable. So
I knew it was a lot, but I always think that I overestimate those totals every time I think about it. But yeah, I guess it was a lot.
Yeah, it was a ton. I mean, 43 over 17 games. Good God. That's 2+ a game. So let's roll the chains over a couple times. Let's make some of those catches. So it's really important. So Waddle, instant upgrade, lightning fast, quick, runs a great route, good dude in the room. 100% agree with the signing. Courtland is the unquestioned leader of the team, let alone just the offense and that group. Your third down target, big, physical, makes the tough catches, still high points the ball like nobody's business. Does Waddle being on the team squeeze out reps for Troy Franklin, who had a pretty good year, and PB, who we adore and love, and then Marvin Mims? What are we doing with the three young guys? That's what I need to know. How do they fit into the offense? I mean, are we running a bunch of 11 personnel and having three guys out there? I'm okay with it if we can block it. If we can block it, run 11. Great. Do it. One tight end, one running back. Do it. I'm all for it because it'll spread things out, give Bo a couple of more options. I think they need to get Marvin the ball more. I know they tried a lot. And when he gets the ball in his hands and a receiver doesn't miss a block, he is dynamic. He's absolutely dynamic. And when you look at Franklin and PB, Franklin's more athletic, more dynamic, got a little bit sloppy with the hands at times. PB, better pass catcher, better route runner, can be that inside threat, takes contact until the playoff game. I mean,
right.
Head injuries are head injuries. So let's be careful there, Mr. Bryant. But
right.
There's definitely some depth. It's just how do we get it all to work out for the team? That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of those. A lot of people are complaining about the amount of screen passes that were called, but the way this team is built, you can run a lot of screen passes, just running people downfield and having Cortland and PB just take up blocks. Then that's one of the things they did very well towards the end of the season. I don't see a significant decline in those plays because those plays will help you open up for Jalen Waddle down the field and Evan, coming across the middle in that seam route. And so I don't think we're going to see a significant drop in that. And who do you give the ball to in those situations? Yeah, you're going to give it to Mims, who can run with the rock, or you're going to give it to Jalen if he's running on the other side. So I see where you're going with that. It's going to be really interesting to see what they do with this offense for Scherzies.
If the percentage of screen passes in this offense this year does not decrease, I'm going to put my head through a plate glass window. I mean, I'm all about the screen game, but they run it so much that teams key on it, right?
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be the cornerstone. It should be the change of pace, right? And maybe a new play caller changes that. Maybe it does. We're fixing to find out, right?
Right. I think having a running back you can trust with the football between the tackles kind of helps fix that too. So having, RJ Harvey and, your Jonah Coleman, or not RJ Harvey. I keep doing that. J.K. Dobbins and Jonah Coleman there. And then, RJ, if he's a little bit stronger and a little bit better and a little bit more seasoned second year, that could fix a lot of that screen pass issue too, because then they're keying on the box and that opens up things on the outside. So,
and I'm okay running a screen if you're throwing it to somebody like Harvey. Here's the other thing that surprised me. You know how many touchdowns RJ scored last year? 12.
Yeah,
he scores.
He scores a lot of touchdowns.
Scores, man. And what's the name of the game? Score more points. Right. Yeah. So let's score more points than the other guy.
Not necessarily your not necessarily your traditional between the tackles runner, but man, he can get touchdowns for you down the field, slightly down the field, right? On those screen passes and things of that nature.
So I'm excited. I think, and I think the team thinks they're in a good spot. I mean, they brought just about everybody back.
Yeah.
And, okay, show me.
PS2 mentioned Super Bowl or bust, just so you know.
I'm okay with that mindset.
I'm good.
I'm
good
absolutely
with it.
Okay with that mindset.
This team should be.
If not for a bone this size, breaking in an ankle on the third to the last play of the AFC Championship game, and we win the Super Bowl.
Right.
There's no doubt in my mind that they win the Super Bowl.
Seattle was pretty good, though.
They were good. Not taking anything away from Seattle.
Yeah.
Denver against Seattle in that game, the Broncos would have won.
Yeah, the Broncos just had a way of staying in football games all year, and it was just exciting to watch. So honestly, kind of upsetting a lot of times, too.
Yeah. You give Vance, and here's the thing. If Bo plays the AFC Championship game, I think we all can agree they win the game, right? It's just 100%.
Absolutely.
You give Vance and you give Sean, who both can write up a pretty good game plan on their respective sides of the football, 2 weeks to prepare for two guys. It's really all they had to do was prepare for two guys. Kenneth Walker Jr. or Kenneth Walker III and Jackson Smith and Jigba. You plan for those two guys. Oh, we just lost the dipshit. See ya.
She's back already, I think.
Gurgle. No.
Oh, gone.
Yes, no? Okay.
No.
You give Sean 2 weeks to plan for that defense, and you give Vance 2 weeks to game plan two guys. It's trophy number 4.
Oh, 100%.
100%. If not for a bone this big. Such a shame. I got so drunk that night.
I'm sure you did. There was a lot of people in this town that did.
Yeah. Oh, we were sitting at dinner in Cabo and the phone lights up. I'm like, oh no. And we were at the Italian place. I'm like, I need more tequila. Come on, bud.
We were all so excited.
Yeah.
It was so good for like 10 minutes.
All right.
Like, oh my
All right,
God,
let's
we're
move
going
on
the
to
AFC championship game. Yay.
yeah. Oh, and then I went and froze for not to
Shitted.
watch a backwards chest pass. All right, let's move on to dipshit of the week. And as is tradition, we start with the person who the bit is named after. Dipshit, take it away.
Munch, 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 lax.
Munch.
The dipshit of the week for me goes to the Detroit Red Wings. They're in a kind of shitty situation because their captain demanded a trade and gave them like 3 teams. And their GM's not great, but he's also the most stubborn man on the planet. But the admin team did post a happy birthday post for Dylan Larkin, and the replies are atrocious. I think you probably could have skipped it this year and then waited to see and maybe be like, oh, happy belated birthday once you know like whether he is or is not getting traded. But yeah. So the Detroit Red Wings are my dipshit of the week.
I love it. I love to see them suffer.
I would have loved to have seen the Larkin for Jason Robertson trade. That's what I wanted to see. Get Robertson the fuck out of Dallas. I'd have been okay with that. All right, Mark.
Yeah, where to start? I guess first off, the last time we were here, I think I said that the Red Sox were basically done because they had just lost 2 out of 3 to the Rockies. Actually, no, that was before that. But I did at some point put out there that the Red Sox were done because they had lost 2 out of 3 to the Rockies. Since then, they've gone on a tear. They were losing the game today. They are now tied 3-3 again. But really, the dipshits of the week, one, Tony Romo.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen any of that stuff, the body cam footage from his DUI checkpoint that he clearly failed was just hysterical. The other one is the WNBA, who posted a video yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw this, of Paige Buchers and Angel Reese making a $400 bet at All-Star Weekend over who's going to win the game. The official WNBA actually posted it, then realized it was against their rules and deleted it, but it's already out there. Like they were gambling and there's recording of the gambling of the game. And they're like, oh wait, people actually bet on the WNBA All-Star game. Probably shouldn't do that. And they had to delete it. And now they're paying the price for that. So take your pick, either the WNBA's social media squad, which they're not great anyways, or probably more prophetically, Tony Romo.
The best part of all that footage when they were doing getting ready to do the roadsides, right? The girl asked Tony if he had any head injuries, and the pause that happened. I played professional football for 12 years. I think I've got a few head injuries. Like that sentence bounced around in his head before he could. And then he had to
how do I phrase this?
Yeah. Then he had to stretch. I got to limber up. Like, oh.
The best part is after he does the walk, he looks at the lady and he's just got a smile the whole time, right? He's just shit-eating grin the whole time. He's like, did I pass? She goes, turn around. I didn't.
Good.
So I have failed.
I get the opportunity to lay into one of my favorite punching bags year after year. My dipshit of the week is Baker Mayfield. So I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but Baker and the Bucs were working on a contract extension. He's in the last year of his deal. And Baker earlier this week told the team we're not going to talk any more contract until the season's over because now it's just all ball. I respect that position 100%. I do want to say that from the outset. But then he was asked at camp in a presser about the contract situation, and he proceeded to carry on about the disrespect and how he didn't think the team was taking him seriously and just felt disrespected about the whole thing. Baker, listen, there's a reason why you're on your 4th football team in your career. The team wants to see you prove it. And I would be willing to bet that they came with a market appropriate deal for a top 15 quarterback, which is probably in that 55 to 57 a year range, and lock you up for probably 2 or 3 years. And he's either holding out for more money or more time. Not holding out's not the right word, but that's his position, is he wants either more money, more time, or both, right? Or more guaranteed.
Right.
Once you say it's all ball and call off negotiations and say, we'll talk about this at the end of the season, then you shut the fuck up and you don't talk about it anymore. And Baker just can't help himself. He's still got to prove that without his whoopee and Mike Evans, that he can be as effective. Now, we all know Baker plays pretty well with a chip on his shoulder. So if he has that chip on his shoulder all year, can he do it? We will see. I still maintain the fact that he's a trash human being, and I still maintain the fact that he is overrated as a quarterback, and we'll see what happens without Mike Evans, and if he can connect with Emeka Egbuka as the number one receiver and still score the same amount of points, well, good for you. But I think he handled the very end of that part of the negotiations extremely wrong, which leads again to his trash mindset. And I will die on that hill. He is my dipshit of the week. All right.
Yeah, just kind of contradicting yourself, right? Like, I'm not going to talk about it unless you ask me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not gonna, we're done talking about the contract. We'll talk about it at the end of the season. That's what we told the team. And then they asked him at the press conference. All he had to say is, we're not talking about it to the end of the season. That's all he had to say. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
But nope, we're going full Baker, dirty laundry, airing it out. Like, that's not a negotiating ploy. That's just immaturity. 100%.
Yeah. Your agent's probably doing the Picard meme.
Yeah, right.
We just talked about this, Baker.
Right. All right, final thoughts. Talk about the things, pimp the stuff. Dipshit, take it away.
Munch, munch, lax, munch, lax, munch, 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 lax, lax, munch, munch, lax, munch, 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 lax, munch, lax.
Matt Damon.
I don't have a Matt Damon doll to do that to.
Apropos. Matt Damon. That whole movie needs a rewatch. I gotta
absolutely.
I may have to download that for the Belgium trip. All right. Mark, what do you got?
Let's see. School's starting in a couple weeks, so that's fun. So schedule will be changing again. I'm not sure what that will look like, but we will see. But looking forward to getting back into these and doing some more of these during the fall months and watching some football with you guys.
I can't wait for Pew Pew Pick'em.
Oh, it's going to be so good this year.
I can't wait for Pew Pew Pick'em.
It's going to be so good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be great. All right. Well, make sure you check us out on all of our social channels. If you search for My Brother's an Idiot on Facebook and you go and look for this logo right here, it's over here. It's right here. Or in that corner over there, scan the QR code. You'll find our Facebook page. Look for us there. You can also find us on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok at The Idiot Goons. And we've got some activity on our YouTube channel that's a little bit different from our normal. You may have seen it if you've run across any of my socials, but we have started a series that's 6 or 8 episodes in, Goons Gone Fishing. And primarily right now, it's just my fly fishing journey as I try to be not such a trash fly fisherman. Now I'm just slightly significantly below average, but I'm not trash. We'll just call it that.
Above trash, above Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I'm above Baker Mayfield, but I am not average by any stretch of the imagination. But it's a lot of fun. Spoiler alert, you will get to see in the episode I'm posting this weekend, you'll get to see my rod break. It breaks on a hook set. Yeah. Did I tell you this story?
No.
Did I tell you what happened? So
no,
we were at Deckers and it was warm and it was crowded as Deckers gets. And we were upstream a bit from where we normally were. Nothing was going on. Had one little looky-loo, whatever. So we moved significantly downstream, got a place where the queen could sit on a nice beachy area and watch. And I got out into the river and I was running a hopper pattern up top with a couple nymphs underneath. And I was getting looks of the nymphs, but nothing else was happening. Well, in this one stretch, on 3 successive casts, I had a fish hit the hopper pattern up top. And I missed them 2 times in a row. Third time, set the hook, and you know that sound when a rod breaks. It sounds like crumpling up paper, right? Because it's all the fibers just go and tip section of the rod just goes bink. And we caught it all on video. I'm like, oh no. We did land the fish. We did get him into the net, but the trip was over after that. We had to go to Bass Pro and get it replaced because I just bought the damn thing. Bummer. But they credit to Cabela's. They took care of it, got me a new one. All good. But that's going to be the next episode is me breaking a rod. So good times. We
Can't wait to see that one.
Yeah, right. More to come on the Goons Gone Fishing. We do have to get the crowd together. We do have a fishing trip coming up mid-ish, late-ish September. So we'll definitely get some content for that and put that on the Goons Gone Fishing. But that's on our YouTube at The Idiot Goons. Mark's Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok are at Poffle Time. My Twitch and Twitter are at Poffleubicus. You can also find me on TikTok at King Goon Smoke. For the absent Muti, who we did invite, but it's too late for him. We love you, Muti. Heal up, buddy. That we need that back in good shape for when we go camping. For the dipshit and Munchlax. And what in the fuck is that?
It's Hey.
Oh,
from Moana.
okay.
The Rock
that
tries
seems-
to eat this.
That sounds rounder than that. Looks rounder than the hey that I'm picturing.
Well, yeah. Well, let me show you Gus. Gus.
Gus. For the dipshit and the idiot, this is. Make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of your families, take care of each other. I'm the king. You've been watching My Brother's an Idiot. We'll catch you next time. See ya, bruh.